days. I mean, my camera's turning red, it's turning green, it's turning everything. Boom. Looks like it is. So we'll send it to the group chats and we'll get started here. We're going to look at Rhea Myers today. We were doing some at the end of last stream. However, we did not get finished. We got a lot of pieces to go through, and I want to spend some time kind of like contextualizing stuff for putting into categories, you know, moving stuff around, because that's just how my brain works. Okay, because I'm a little slow, and I can't understand stuff on first read. I have to, you know, I got to grind for this. First things first. Okay, let's do post little things, and we'll dive in here. We did start yesterday. We got some notes. Boom. Proof of existence. We got indexical art. This is kind of where we started here. I could tell at the end I was running out of time, so I started moving too fast. That's not a good way to look at art. We need to take our time. We got to back up here. Okay. Everyone. More art research. Spelled art research wrong. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Bum boom. There we go. I'm allowed to spell things wrong. Alright. Let's become smarter. Boom. Boom. I need my chat. Jeez, I got too many windows open. That's what the problem is here. I'll set this to 4. I need my chat. Connect. Chat. Chat overlay. This is super intuitive. Launch. Got it. We're good. We're good. Let's start studying. Oh boy. So, we've got all this art right here. We need to start putting it into, whatever, the different categories of stuff. So, first of all, we have Is Art, which is tied to this is the Is Art editions, which is tied to Is Art happening in 2014, right? So, let's make up here a new little section. Rhea Myers, we got some links here. We'll put triples here. We'll say resources. And I'm going to make a little thing called outline. Make a little quotes. This is words we learned. Words we learned. That's when you see smiley faces and stuff that isn't smiley faces, or if you saw, let's say you saw whales and things that weren't whales, you know what I mean? So, ooh, yes. So, whoops, I lost music. Uh-oh. Okay, that song kind of good. Why did it end? Oh, it's short. Dang, that album's called Ethernet too? Maybe I should just listen to this whole album. Let's try it out. I prefer to listen to one album to absorb. Great album cover. Okay, so, words we learned. I mean, we're just going to call this works. So we're going to say there is art, right, which is 2014. And then there are the Is Art editions, which happened in 2023, right? And this is the simple concept of, you know, a flag on a smart contract you could flip to say something was art, right? A series of, I believe, 16. If we go down here, here's actually the list here, you know what I mean? What is it? Set relative number? What is it? That seems like too long to type. There you go. Right? 18, no, we're 16. It is 16. Cool. Cool. No, relative. Oh my god. I used to have shortcuts for all this. Alright, so 16 editions that are deeper versions. A series of 16 editions where the flag to call something art is more complex. Now, if we go back here to this Is Art editions here, mid-career retrospective here, collapse of the content of the art world Ethereum. So if we go back here, right, there's other stuff to look at here. We're going in history. This is proof of existence, my soul, hot, cold. So here is art, and here's art is. Okay, there's two things. There's is art and art is. And this is a little bit, well, whatever. We could always keep going on the whole of history. Then we'll get into the colored coins world here. So there's is art. And this is the contract where you could nominate whether it's art or not. And then there is the art is. People have argued about the definition of art for millennia. We finally have the Technomicon, means to settle this debate. In art is, people can use the Ethereum network to pay to define art at a price equal to the strength of their certainty and correctness of their definition. The results are economically rational definitions of art, far stronger than discourse paid for by third-party institutions. Love it. Okay, so right, there's this. There's art is. It looks like it's also from 2014. There we go. Which essentially is pay to define what art is on chain. And just making sure that it's also 2014/17. What does that mean? Why /17? Oh, the original stuff from Bitrot, so it was re-implemented. Gotcha. Cool. We understand that. So back to here. Right, so in 2014, we have this is art and then art is together. Both are messing with contracts here. Both are early. If we actually go to like Wikipedia, Ethereum, and we start looking at some dates right here, we can see that it's conceived in 2013, and then in 2014, work had been begun, and the network went live on July 2015. So this is someone who's involved before even things had gone live, and you could probably download some code and work on it yourself, which is very intense and interesting, right? So good things to all know. We always got to keep these. And look at this, our board, Charles. Chain history. Don't need the references. Now, so if we're going to make the history break super early, we got the is art, we got the art is. Then we moved into the My Soul. Now, My Soul is on Counterparty, Doge Party assets, right? So also early ways of actually putting some sort of art on chain using Counterparty in this case. Place My Soul on Bitcoin, represented in a cryptographic asset token. The My Soul token is on the Dogecoin blockchain as a Doge Party asset. Note, as 2014 Doge Party chain is offline, so don't follow the link. No, I'm going to follow it anyway. You can't stop me. No, not S3. Oh, it's US East 2. They should have used US East 1. They could have got away with it if they would have done US East 1. Okay, so... Oh, wrong one. It's divided up into 100 units. This is more efficient than having a single token to represent the soul and transferring it to a single owner. As competition within the market will both reduce cost and allocate this resource more efficiently than a monopoly could. To make the ownership of My Soul more accessible, I've also created a My Soul token on the Bitcoin blockchain with Counterparty. This is also divided up into 100 units here. These 404s, they hurt. But cool. Soul on chain divided up into 100 pieces. 100 pieces of Ria's Soul on Doge Party chain and Counterparty. I always want to capitalize the P. Very cool, very cool. From there, we have art coins. This is the start of the art coins collection, I believe. I believe the art coins, there's a couple different ones here. Now, remember, colored coins are the idea of actually taking coins and giving them various more, programming functionality that eventually turned into Ethereum, right? Colored Coins is an open source protocol that allows users to represent and manipulate immutable digital resources on top of Bitcoin transactions. They are a class of methods for representing and maintaining real-world assets on the Bitcoin blockchain, which may be used to establish asset ownership. Colored Coins are Bitcoins with a mark on them that specifies what they may be used for. Colored Coins are also considered the initial step towards NFTs built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. Exactly. Beautiful. Love that. So this is the start of the Colored Coins projects here. Yeah. And so this is the ones we said right here. It's kind of similar to what we're talking about with for the is art, where we could choose what the definitions of art. This one, we're taking these coins and saying, okay, great, since we can define what they are based off of, whatever, we're putting a mark on them, giving them a color and saying that means these things. Here's what we can say about those things. We can say that art coin white is an eternal, changeless epitome of art, totally contemporary now and forever, right? And we're looking at links before. Well, let's re-click again here. So, Dankest LLC has acquired the Exchange properties, including the logo, Exchange website, codebase, and pending trademark. The Exchange website will be migrated to TokenScan.io in a few weeks right here. So now right here, we've got the Whitecoin art information. We have the asset name, Whitecoin art. We've got the description right here, exactly what we just read before. Market cap's not looking good right now. Not looking good, but it's okay. We'll get there. Okay. Divisible, locked, false, etc. Owner, issuer here. This issuer should have all this various art here. Yes. Total estimated value is 14 BTC. A lot of money here. Cool. So they're all going to be on chain like that. Blue, red, green art. And this is version 2. Version 1 is right here. This was done on Doge Party first. So we have Artcoin White. And same descriptions, it looks like. An eternal changeless epitome of art, totally contemporary, down forever. Blue, a perfect investment vehicle, and the symbolic resolution of the contradictions and aporias of management and capital, made of the finest materials and basest aesthetics. Okay, lovely, lovely. Mouthwash in the house. Hello. Multicultural art from China, India, and the Middle East. This is the red. A challenge to receive wisdom and logistics from an international audience and trade network, rendering the specific and local exchangeable, valorizable culturally and economically. What the hell? I gotta learn. Oh God, I gotta learn more words. Oh, capable of being valorized. Oh, duh. And valorizing, obviously, is to assess something as being valuable. Okay, cool. I'm in. There's easy. Prefer Discord. I like all my meetings in Discord because then we can have all of our sound effects and fun stuff. You know what I mean? So, okay, so keep going. Youthful art of remix, resistance, and defiance from Asia and the former Soviet Union. That's the green coin. And then finally, yellow is the art from New York and Berlin, found on blogs, made of obsolete media, ironic, depthless, yet sophisticatedly deployed to create aesthetics through overwhelming assemblages of kitsch in the year both zero and final. Lovely. Okay, so this is like coins as art, right? Descriptions, you know, as art. And there was one in 2015. Then there was one in 2017. And it was Doge Party to Counterparty, right? Nice. Back to business. So many things. We're going to get to critical coins. So now, critical coins, these are counterparty Doge Party tokens. To make process of art reviews and criticism more transparent and quantifiable, we can use cryptographic asset tokens to represent critical opinions and valences. Great. So here is a token of simple, uninflected critical approval. Critical approval, total supply, 10,000, love it. Positive only measures can distort valences. Having tokens both for approval and disapproval addresses. Okay, so here's approval, here's disapproval. Great. A million of each, great. Then I've got stars here. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. We can use these 3 different kinds of recipients for critical opinion represented in the form of tokens. If the artist or work has a Dogecoin address, the tokens can be sent to that address directly. Otherwise, we can create preferably a vanity address for them to hold the tokens in escrow. Or we can create an unspendable address, again, preferably a vanity address to send the tokens to. This prevents the tokens being transferred, which is either a bug or a feature depending on whether we want this to be possible or not. That's my style. Presumably, art is the product of aesthetics competence. And if I, as an art historian or critic, approve of your exercise of this competence, I cannot fault you in your exercise of that competence in the evaluation of someone else's art or critical competences, lead you to transfer the tokens of my critical approval to a third party. So transferable tokens make sense in the fact that history of their transferal adds value and it provides the historical record of regard, influence, and my original opinion. Great, cool. So this is this is the critical coins. So this is criticism in the form of tokens. Can send essentially no opinion. No opinion. I like it. I don't like it. Or 1 to 5 stars. Nice. All right, here's proof of existence. And then we've already read this before. But there was two of them. One was first putting Rhea's genome, and then finally is putting a hash of God on the chain here. So we've got both these things now existing. And these are both 2014. This is Rhea's genome, then God hashed on Bitcoin. Nice. Next, we got Doge code. Whoa. What is that called? Sierpinski's triangle? What do you call it? Oh my god. This is in Brainfuck? Oh man. You know we love Brainfuck. Smallest Turing complete language ever. Okay, so Doge code 2004, Python code, and Doge Party tokens. Including, okay, so this is cryptographic asset tokens can represent all kinds of things. And then there's a link here to a little Reddit article, which is, I think we should list some different things people could use for Doge Party for inspirational purposes, of course. Here's what I've thought about. As a currency, as a new currency, as a token of ownership, as a ticket or an access pass, crowdfunding, customizable, this, that, this, that, this, that. Here's a fun one to think about. Let's say Scarlett Johansson issues 10 tokens called Kisses, redeemable in true county fair kissing booth fashion, then puts them up for auction for charity. How much would she raise? 10 years ago. 10 years ago, this comment was made. Love that. Delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it. No. Okay, here's Brainfuck, one of the coolest languages ever. Okay, so it says Doge code takes a computer program in the Brainfuck programming language chosen with the simplicity of encoding. See, this is all what Brainfuck looks like, and translate them into a CSV file of token amounts using DCC. So we would take this and translate it to this, etc., which are then used to send to a Doge Party address slowly as a series of token transports using DC send. The transactions encode the program on the address, which can then be fetched and run on top with DC run. There's also an easier way to use runner that uses a web API rather than requiring a local Doge Party D instance to be running that will fetch the program encoded as Doge Party tokens and specified. So this is a way of storing Brainfuck programs onto Doge Party. That's the idea, right? We're storing Brainfuck programs, and then we can fetch them and rerun them. And the reason how we're storing them is we're taking a language, we're compiling it to essentially a list of things that you're transcribing on chain in order that would actually compile the program, and then later we would just gather that information and recompile. Okay. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Whoops, I'm in a channel for no reason here. Doge code, very cool. This is insane. Okay, so Doge code, very cool. And having learned some Brainfuck, that's the true way to program. So this is taking Brainfuck programs, turning them into a series of transactions that store the encoded program, onto Doge Party. Then you can theoretically spelled that wrong. Theoretically, fetch and rerun. Fetch and reassemble and run. Right. Okay. Very cool, Kanye. We got a couple X-chain links. Maybe a couple too many. Let's go to blockchain aesthetics. Aesthetics. Blockchain aesthetics, 2014, 2015, HTML5, and JavaScript. Visualizing Bitcoin and other blockchain transaction hashes and block hashes as the content of modernist and postmodernist aesthetics. What was a trickle is now a flood. The amount of information that blockchains possess is incredible, each transaction representing some ultimately human-initiated action with meaning we can often only guess at. The volume and rhythms of these transactions contrast with the slower and ultimately more regular procession of blocks that they're gathered onto. To be able to see that information, to get a feel for its flow, maybe just a landscape or a kind of very minor history painting. To restore the information that these aesthetics have historically excluded may be kind of quiche or misplaced this word. Oh yeah, we're in good stuff. Enjoyment.
Jouissance.
Jouissance. Jouissance. Jouissance. In continental philosophy and psychoanalysis, jouissance is the transgression of a subject's regulation of pleasure. It is linked to the division of splitting up the subject involved, which spontaneously compels the subjects to transgress the prohibitions imposed on enjoyment into go beyond the pleasure principle. Beyond this limit, pleasure then becomes pain before this initial painful principle develops into what Lacan calls jouissance. Jouissance. It is suffering, epitomizing Lacan's remark that the recoil imposed on everyone insofar as it involves terrible promises by the approach of jouissance as such. He has linked jouissance to the castration complex and especially to aggressive and death drives. Okay, cool. So, here's me.
Let's talk about the concept of jouissance.
Why are you only in one ear, bro?
Jouissance is a French word, and Jacques Lacan.
Bro, why can't I have you on both ears, bro? Jouissance. We got Zizek talking about it. Sorry. We got 34 minutes. Jouissance. What you got for me, bro?
I promised in the last
not good
video
sound, but okay.
that I would talk about enjoyment and how we got our enjoyment from life. And I want to talk a little bit about...
Dude, why can everyone have not good
the difference
sound?
between what we can call ideological enjoyment and emancipatory enjoyment. So I'm going to use, again, kind of like some technical terms.
Hey, what's that?
But I'll explain them all, and I'm going to give plenty of examples to, I think, illustrate what I'm trying.
I like audio. The beat goes crazy as fuck.
1. Obsolete.
I hate the internet. I hate the internet. Botic. Jouissance. Now we're finding art videos. Okay, I'm learning.
You get Lacan's point. Fantasies have
from a
to
movie?
be unrealistic. Because the second that you get what you seek, you can't want it anymore. In order to continue to exist, desire must have
that
its
guy.
objects perpetually.
Not that guy.
present. It's not the it that you want, it's the fantasy.
All right, let's
of
learn.
it. So, desire supports crazy fantasies.
In the last video, we introduced the register theory of Lacan. However, we only looked at the individual registers, while in reality, these registers are linked to one another in various ways. To visualize the relation between the different registers, Lacan uses the representation of the Borromean knot. The Borromean knot is named after the family that used these rings as a coat of arms, but these rings know their origin in various cultures around the world. One of the best known would be the Borromean knot as the symbol of Trinity in Christianity. Now, the reason that Lacan uses this representation is because of the topological characteristics of this special knot. The knot is Borromean for this reason. If any one of the three rings is cut, the other two also come
Alright,
undone.
so-
This is not a pipe.
This is where I probably
It's
start
what
then,
painter
actually.
René Magritte wrote underneath his famous painting of a pipe.
But I don't have time to
called
watch
The
all three of
Treachery
these. But I'm going to
Images.
watch all three of these.
But
Probably
why
offline,
is
though.
it not a pipe? For we can clearly see a pipe.
Yes. A tour of the Lacanian desire path. Okay, let's go back one more time. Jouissance is the transgression of a subject's regulation of pleasure. It is linked to the division of splitting of the subject involved, which spontaneously compels the subject to transgress the prohibitions imposed on enjoyment and to go beyond the pleasure principle, which is the instinctual seeking of pleasure and avoiding of pain to satisfy biological and psychological needs, physiological needs. Beyond this limit, pleasure then becomes pain, before this initial painful principle develops into what Lacan calls jouissance. It is suffering, epitomized in Lacan's remark about the recoil imposed on everyone, insofar that it involves terrible promises. But by the approach of jouissance as such, he has also linked jouissance to the castration complex, which is, I don't really want to talk about that. Okay, so earlier works of Lacan actually left the jouissance untranslated in order to help convey its specialized usage. First developed his concept of opposition between jouissance and the pleasure principle in his seminar, The Ethics of Psychoanalysis. Lacan considers that there is a jouissance between the pleasure principle linked to the partial drive. Yet according to Lacan, the result of transgressing the pleasure principle is not more pleasure, but instead pain. But there is only a certain amount of pleasure that the subject can bear. Too much pleasure. What the fuck? I'm not there yet. Lacan considers that jouissance is essentially phallic, meaning that it does not relate to the other as such. In his seminar Encore, however, Lacan introduced the idea of specifically feminine jouissance, saying that women have, in relation to what the phallic function designates of jouissance, a supplementary jouissance, a jouissance of the body, which is beyond the phallus. The feminine jouissance is ineffable, for both women and men may experience it, yet know nothing about it. Jane Gallup has noted that it is impossible to give an adequate translation of jouissance, adding that it is crucial not to assimilate, but to retain its foreignness. Okay? So then we all know Zizek, a known Lacanian, has adopted the term in his philosophy. It also plays an important role in Julia Kristeva and Roland Barthes. In his 1973 literary book, The Pleasure of the Text, Barthes divides the effects of the text into two: plaisir, translated as pleasure, and the jouissance. The distinction corresponds to a further distinction Barthes makes between readerly and writerly text. The pleasure of the text corresponds to the readerly text, which does not challenge the reader's position as a subject. The writerly text provides bliss, but explodes literary codes and allows the reader to break out of his or her subject position. Okay, cool. Whew, boy. It's a rabbit hole. We'll go down deeper one of these days. I got some stuff actually saved that seems very interesting. And we were reading about this with the blockchains because we were just saying that to be able to see information, to get a feel for its flow, maybe a kind of landscape art, or a kind of very minor history paintings, to restore the information that these aesthetics have historically excluded, maybe kind of kitsch or misplaced jouissance, or a recognition that these aesthetics were always haunted by the limits of depiction of what they exclude to reach them. Okay. Totally understand all that. Very smart person. Okay, we got streaming aesthetics. This is art as word cloud. So images of successive word clouds of counts of artistic terms on Twitter via the streaming API in processing. The counts update every 5 seconds and a new word cloud is generated, the drawing of which is animated. Due to the way the word cloud algorithm works, successive compositions can be very different even for small increases in word count. So we're going to kind of see of what people talk about, truth and whatnot. Tableau, Prime, Never, Jelly here. So words used after the phrase art is on Twitter, minus some stop words, displayed as a word cloud. Love it. Art is CLI. Running counts of the words following the phrase art is on Twitter, displayed in an oversized command line file. Love that. GIF. Running totals of aesthetics and art-related terms matched live on Twitter. Shapes drawn as their names occur live on Twitter. Get the source code here. We need some processing. Love this. Great. So we are now on, actually... this is, yeah, I guess, visualizing the, forward of time of the Bitcoin blockchain and tying it to the aesthetics of, modernism and postmodern art. streaming aesthetics. Now, there's a couple here, right? So streaming aesthetics. Why is my autocomplete not autocompleting aesthetics for me right now? What's going on? Did I mess something up here? Actually, yeah, wait, look it. None of my autocomplete is working right now. What's going on? I don't want to take a Vim detour. Okay, so we got art is word cloud. We got aesthetics. Word cloud. Art is CLI, Python code. Aesthetics, CLI, Python code. Now here's, whoa, big jump back. 11, 3 years earlier. So this project's been ongoing for a while of streaming aesthetics. Let's see what we got here for the hub. 13 years ago, 10 years ago. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Art is.py. Art is. So simple, so well commented. Let's keep going. Drone strike. The original. Whoa. So we got to learn about the surgical strike. We're not doing a full career retrospective, so we're trying to start kind of post blockchain. Because I got other artists to get to. But look at this. Incoming. Love these. Surgical Strike 2014 digital bitmap images, the history of computing collapse and the history of computer art. Created in C++ software using QuickDraw 3D. Written in MetroWorks Code Warrior on a Power Macintosh 82100. You can download the source files right here. It is done under CC 3.0. Surgical Strike. You're copyrighted. And here we go about this project. Surgical Strike was a 1996 art computing project concerned with the social history of art computing. So, Surgically Strike-Free software is a 2008 reimplementation of the original project. Note. Computing has trickled down from military applications through corporations, universities, and finally into art practice. This history is present in language and social assumptions of computing. This culture sits uncomfortably with the culture of art. At least it should be. Surgical Strike depicts these contradictions in the form of ironized computer art in order to make them explicit. I forgot what I was reading at the time, but it was probably something War in the Art of Intelligent Machines. The source material for Surgical Strike were military jargon, the art of William Latham, due to its status as paradigmatic computer art. Paradigmatic computer art at the time. 3D models of stealth aeroplanes, 1990s computer software logos, and verbal descriptions of awkward facts from the history of commercial computing. The swirly structures of the stealth bombers replaced with the innocent spheres and cylinders of Latham's computational Darwinism with more significant forms. Oops. William Latham, early pioneer of generative art, through his mutator evolutionary art created at IBM in the late 80s and early 90s, his work, which shows strange, organic, often serpentine forms, is produced using his alternative evolutionary software system. Used to pick and breed 3D forms free from the limits of the human imagination. His work is widely shown in museums touring the UK, Germany, Australia, and Japan at the time. It's focused on using the evolutionary process to create art centered on the idea as artist as gardener. Ooh, love that. Bro. No, I want the image, bro. the hell did I just save? Whoops. Is this my image? Stop stealing stuff from me. Thank you. This is what tapping in looks like. This is what tapping in looks like. Oh, locking in. Jeez, I said tapping in. This is what really locking in. Done. Dude, love this fucking photo. It's so cool. Make sure I save it. I got it. Look at it. We got the lovely article from Right Click Save. They're always so lovely. God damn, look at that boy. We'll have to do a William Latham deep dive on another day. But we'll read a slightly bit more about Surgical Strike. Remember, the rabbit holes can never end. That's a problem people don't realize. We can keep going. You think you know all these references? You don't! Okay, the source material, we got all these things right here. The composition of images produced with the original system was probably based unconsciously on Art and Language's Hostage series. The idea of indexical computer programming language came again unconsciously from P.J.H. Halls at Kiad. The project came to be fully formed as I walked to the CEA at the Middlesex University early in the morning. I desperately needed a project to start. Surgical Strike proper is a toy programming language for creating patterns of textured 3D objects. The keywords of the language are intended to sound militaristic. Although Surgical Strike can only use 3D models or textures, it is intended to use models of military artifacts and images of software logos. The language figures iteration, but not branching or even variable, so it's nowhere near even Turing complete. Well, we gotta make it Turing complete. We need to make Surgical Strike Turing complete programming language. Let's check out this Hostage series too. Oops, I thought I just copied that. Here we go. 91. I need bigger than that, my friend. Okay, we got Etsy. That's good. That's good. That's a good sign. We aim to be amateurs to act in the unsecular forbidden margins. We shall make a painting in 1995 and call it Hostage, a road sign near the Oberthorpe turn. The work will be executed in oil on canvas. It will measure 60 centimeters by 40 centimeters. The right road sign will occupy the half picture. It tells us we are 7 miles from Brackley and 2 from Oberthorpe and 2 from Warkworth. These names will be scarcely visible in a tangle of lines. The professional may cast a colorized eye, but the tangle will go to a corporeal convolution beyond her power. The painting will be homely and priggish. We may hide behind her speech at this appalling moment. Dude, rare find, 28 bucks and I can get this. Rare find. I'm on Etsy. Rare find. Vintage from the 80s. Great product. Wait, why are you all receiving this? Why are you all saying I've received it that there's only one? Is it I can add it to the cart there? Okay, cool, I'm done. Jeez, I'm making some progress. Okay, cool. So this is because we were looking at Surgical Strike, the original Surgical Strike, which came from 1996 here, and that's what we're reading about right here. And if we actually finish this up, we say the original version was written in C++ using Apple's QuickDraw 3D program for the Power Macintosh. The parsher was handwritten and compiled. Programs were executed using a bytecode format inspired by the public documentation of the display PostScript. Given the unmaintainability of this code and avoid any conceivable rights issue, the current version has been written from scratch. Wow. Surgical Strike is not an anti-militaristic, except to the extent that it works with the assumptions of the cultures it is targeted at. Those cultures were idealistic mid-1990s art computing and mid-1990s art criticism, ignorant of the content of art computing. Cool. Very cool. So, Surgical Strike. There's 2 Surgical Strikes, right? There's Surgical Strike 96. AKA the computer comes from military. Then the next one is the Surgical Strike free software, which is the rewrite where everything's written by hand. The drones and the social media logos have been updated and evolved as time goes on. Got some source code. We're already on this. An update written all from scratch with new military drones and corporate logos. Love that. Also, what is this? Back to work. Okay, we got glitchature. Ooh, we got Lisp. We like some Lisp. Lisp is fun to write. I gotta start writing some. Okay, glitchature mode, 2014, Emacs Lisp code. It's glitch literature, glitch aesthetic applied to text. Kathy Acker, uploaded by Bryce Lynch, as said of Orphan Drip's novel Cyber Positive. Geez, see, so many things to learn. I converted my glitchature Python code experiments to a mode for more powerful, easily hackable Emacs text editor. Installing and enable glitchature mode in Emacs allows you to glitch text by introducing OCR scanning errors, inserting random characters around words or lines, converting text to binary, leet, and more. Here's some Sherlock Holmes. Oh, we got some. You got some Ulysses. Oh, good. See, I actually, read the sentence enough time. My first Twitter bot was just tweeting out Ulysses until I got banned. Stately plump Buck Mulligan came from the stairhead bearing a bowl of lather on which a mirror and a razor lay crossed. A yellow dressing gown, ungirdled, was sustained gently behind him on a mild morning air. He held the bowl aloft and intoned. That was easy to read. This one, oh boy, I can't read it. I tried. But cool. Love it. And we got a couple things we got to actually research. Which is Kathy Acker, Bryce Lynch, Orphan Drift, Cyber Positive. I got to read this, okay? So, experimental novelist, playwright, essayist, postmodernist writer, known for idiosyncratic and transgressive writings that dealt with such themes as trauma, sexuality, rebellion, pastiche, cut-up technique, cutting up and scrambling passage and sentence. She defined her writings as existing in the post-Nouvelle Roman tradition. In her text, she combines biographical elements, power, sex, and violence. Kathy. To explore deeper later. I will say, every piece I go through by Rhea Myers, I could do probably 2 hours of research on it. I should have been doing this the whole time. Now, we've got Bryce Lynch, who's a child project computer hacker in Network 23's one-man technology research department. And this is part of the actual story of Max Headroom. This TV, this thing. He's a character in this. What the frick? There we go. Few principles, fewer loyalties, accepts any task, even morally questionable, as long as he's allowed the freedom to play with the technology however he sees fit. He's a great asset for the technological needs and advances in the network. Great, love it. Then we've got this book, Cyber Positive, from 1995, which just looks like my type of ride. And look at it. Published in 1995 with support of Nick Land and Cabinet Edition. I was going to say, this literally looks like exactly. So many of my Nick Land writing ends up looking like this. It's all nothing but parentheses. So I definitely got to read this. Jeez, I got to order this ASAP. Book can be okay. Jeez, I got to message someone to buy it, but let's see if I can buy it. So let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let's see what I can get online. Out of stock. Out of time. None. Oh, sick. Hot Wheels. From London. Okay, cool. One new. New. Second edition. Okay, cool. I'll buy this. Not right now, but right after the stream ends. Gotta read that. I like physical books still, which is contradiction to all this stuff I'm looking online. Internet art. But I like the books physical, because then you can show them off, okay? And here's the glitchy chirp. Dude, this is so funny. Like, this is just... Yep. Exactly. Beautiful. Love it. It's like what I used to do on stream, that goofy stuff. Alright, let's keep going. I'm going to declare a little bankruptcy because, oh boy, we got tabs on tabs on tabs. We're learning. I'm learning. Okay, let's go to Tate Data Visualizations. Not Andrew Tate. Wow, look at that. I love it. It's so good to actually look at a museum's like actual, just like the visualizations of what they collect and whatnot, and really see where, what's the bullshit, what's going on, who's scamming what. The Tate is the UK's largest art institution. The free and open release of the Tate's collection data shows just how far open data has come in the last decade. It makes a major resource available for study. This resource allows us to follow two lines of investigation. The first is into the history of art, using the Tate's collection as a model of art in general, particularly of British art. The Tate's collection data describes its form, content, attribution, and dates of sample of art from the past several hundred years. This is a history of art, and as long as we place it in the historical context, it can be a useful one. The second one is an institutional critique, however, to analyze the Tate's collection in contrast with other collections with other models of history of art, verbal, database, and otherwise. Rather than allowing or controlling for the historical context of the data, this makes recovering and examining that context the focus. It's possible to succeed or fail at each, but neither require taking the claims of the museums to represent history or of data to represent reality or face value or in a vacuum. Data visualization and statistical analysis are ways of dealing with data sets that would take a human reader many years to examine. They're a form of rhetoric. They're useful tools. What's up, Darvid? Here's my latest hero, too. Do you know Ria? You can see the results here. Boom. We've got some information here about people being explored. We can say, look, here's the things we're learning about. See performance art mixed to conceptual, mixed to environmental art, mixed to this, mixed to that, mixed to that, post-war, etc., etc., etc. Very cool. Here's the OG. Got a nice little article. This is very fun. Oh, yes. Yes. PDFs. Love this. Okay, so this is analyzing the data of the Tate, to see what it tells us about art history. Then, what does it tell us? What does it tell us about the Tate's biases and collection in particular? You know, I bet you in here, Darvid, that there's literally probably no Australian art. It's all British. And that's probably how it is. Zero. British surrealism, where's Australian surrealism? Victorian genre, where's Australia? Like, you know, see, so that's the problem. Okay, so then we have contemporary art daily data. Contemporary art daily data analysis. So CAD is the leading contemporary art blog that publishes documentation for selected shows of contemporary art. It was started in 2008 by an art student, Forrest Nash, and describes the site as following. It's a website that publishes documentation on at least one contemporary art exhibition every day. We have an international purview, and we work hard to get especially high detailed documentation on the shows we publish. Since 2008, has published the details of more than 1,800 shows, including text, images, list of artists, etc. He describes the criteria used for selecting the documentation as follows. Our criteria is complicated but not perfectly reducible, but I like to say that we're generally trying to balance two motives that sometimes conflict with each other. On the one hand, we do a kind of journalistic motive. We hope in some way to represent the breadth of what is happening in contemporary art, even when a particular artist is of not personal interest to us. On the other hand, we have a curatorial motive to advance art we believe in and think is important. I am usually both more concerned about making a mistake and failing to see or include than I am accidentally letting something through the filter that doesn't belong. Great. So, as a curated resource, CAD is not a statistically represented population sample of all available contemporary art shows. Like a museum collection, a survey show, or textbook is a mediated, value-laden view of the art world. Its popularity demonstrates the appeal of this particular view to contemporary art world audiences. Analyzing CAD is therefore a way of gaining an insight into one popular view of the contemporary art world. Yes. So the HTML code of Contemporary Art World Daily was downloaded in 2014 and processed with an R script to extract text and information from each post announcing the first show, a show that fits their standard format. This data was then loaded by another R script to generate tables and diagrams for a report analyzing the artists, shows, and locations that the CAD reports on. For reasons of practicality and clarity, some analysis have been performed on the entire dataset, some on just the most popular entities, most frequently occurring values within. The presence or absence of surprises in data may indicate fidelity or bias in the worldview of either Contemporary Art Daily or of the online Contemporary Art World audience in relation to each other. The extent to which this generalizes to the culture or the reality of the wider Contemporary Art World is open to question. Comparing CAD to the data of more general art show resource websites would provide evidence for this, but it's outside of the scope of this current study. The reader's intuition will have to suffice in these matters for now. You can download the archive of the report here in several formats, HTML being the best. Okay, let's see. I'll go to Beacon, I'll go to Wiki, I'll go to Art. We got CAD analysis, CD, Wiki, Art. We'll say unzip. Actually, wait a minute. Make directory, we'll say CAD. Oh, sorry. Make directory, CAD. Let's move the CAD text into the CAD thing, just in case that I'm inside CAD. Now I'm going to unzip the CAD. Great. Now I can open this up. Let's just brave the CAD analysis / HTML. There we go. There we go. My dark mode. Look at me. I look insane. This is not good. This is not good. Whoa. Whoa. Look what's changed. Galleries, paintings, work, show, installation, light. Art, new, painting, works, photographs. Space, solo, present. Much various black language, link, form. Damn, Oscar. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, look at this. Look at it. All the LA's all spread out. This is awesome. I'll ponder this data deeply soon. I will go deeply into the data, I promise. Very cool, though. So, another one is kind of analyzing the data. Actually, I'll take it right here. So what this does is this analyzes CAD's, daily art uploads and shows a snapshot of one particular view of the contemporary art world. All right, we're in Art Bollocks mode. Whoa. Art Bollocks mode 2011. We're talking about the accelerations of Bitcoin. Whoa. That's crazy. So Art Bollocks is a better and older name than the International Art English for the opaque in Atuias art speak used in press releases, in journals and own blogs. I wrote Artbollocks mode, or AB, as it discreetly identifies itself on the Emacs status line to help art writers avoid it, starting with myself. Dude, literally, this is Emacs, this is Emacs extensions, or whatever you fucking call it in Vim, as art. It's amazing, hilarious. So, I gotta learn what this word means. This is helping you not say bullshit. Yes. How do I say this?
Odios.
Odios. Odios? Really? Odios. 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 Words I learned. Odios. Even though I have to fucking spend 2 hours learning je suis. Still don't know what it means. Okay, so Bitcoin is an example of an acceleration of technology. It uses the internet scale computing resources to rebuild societal bonds by destroying the requirement for them in monetary exchange, etc., etc., etc. The point is Artbollocks mode is enabled, and then we have two things that were highlighted. It says very publicly operate. Okay. And then someone rewrote it, which is Sarah. And so here's a new updated version. Emacs minor mode for avoiding cliches and bad grammar when writing about art and other topics. This is so fucking sick. So is there an Artbollocks Vim mode? And if not, Artbollocks Vim, then I guess I know what I gotta build. Nope. We need one. All right, great. Where did I lose? I lost it. I lost it. Too many links. Build Vim plugin for Artbollocks. New Vim plugin. And so if we actually go to Artbollocks, see, I'm getting too many things open. Oh, nice. Emacs news. This is she's an Emacs person, not an art person. Is that true? Emacs. Emacs. Love it. Artbollocks is everywhere you look. Love it. This seems like a nice little detour. Oh, bollocks. Oh, boy. Rummage through a few critiques in blogs and press releases about contemporary art, and you'll see the same rhetorical tics and patterns, writes David Thompson. The word strategies crops up a lot, along with tackle, interrogate, often with an air of non-specific contradiction. It's just remarkable how many art projects manage to do one vague, abstracted thing, and simultaneously its equally vague, abstracted opposite. Works hover between something and something else while exploring issues of pressing social import. Cryptic yet confident assertions seem obligatory. Take artist Aliza Schwartz, for example, who rose to fleeting prominence last year with a work that purported to involve repeated self-induced miscarriages. She described her efforts thus: this piece, in its textual and sculptural forms, is meant to call into question the relationship between form and function as they converge on the body. The artwork exists as a verbal narrative you see above, as an installation that will take place in Green Hall, a time-based performance, as an independent concept, as a myth, as a public discourse. It creates an ambiguity that isolates the locus of ontology to an act of readership. I've been looking for art that actually creates ambiguity while still isolating the locus of ontology to act as a readership. So that's what I've been looking for. It isn't clear how form or function can converge on the body, not least because the human body is already in form with numerous functions. Can function, strictly speaking, converge on anything at all? Can ambiguity be a focus or isolate something that is terribly important but unclear and at no point at all? Despite such mysteries, one thing is ambiguous. Ms. Schwartz believes that the extract above is itself a work of art. The artwork exists as a verbal narrative you see above. They don't like we don't like this Aliza person. Our commentary appears to be drowning in its own language. I've touched on the subject before. See Art Speak, and have outlined a broader political context in which such language has flourished, and to which it often refers. Despite several barbed critiques, most notably Brian Aspie's art review article, A Beginner's Guide to Artbollocks and How to Be a Critic, Artspeak remains a default idiom for serious art commentary. Square, they're gonna sell it to me? Squarespace? Now we got a nice PDF. Hell fucking yes. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Gotta read that. I've got so many things. Oh my god. So look at it, because this is all just comments after here. So I'll finish reading this first. So I'll read, and then I'll read that. This isn't a new phenomenon. Writing in Sign and Sight, the German historian Christian Demann noted that the complaints made by Antoine Coppel, court artist and president of the Paris Academy, about the vapid and bizarre jargon of the falsely applied artistic terms applied by the art critics of the time. The persistence 3 centuries later of vapid and bizarre jargon suggests systematic dysfunctionality rather than teething problem or temporary fashion. In his Guardian article, Lost in a Labyrinth of Theory, Jonathan Jones has suggested that the fixation with technocratic jargon and post-structuralist chest puffing is a facsimile of thinking, and much to do with the feelings of insecurity and urge to be taken very seriously indeed. I've known a couple art educators who feel cruelly displaced in some imagined cultural hierarchy, faced with the primitive languages of mathematics and physics, which are generally treated as serious even by people who find them incomprehensible. Resentfully, artistic souls may find compensation in opaque and imposing rhetoric, comforted by their ability to perplex and impress. If that's the case, bad faith will persist. It's hard to see how clarity and meaning could regain such currency. God, we got another article. Jeez. So many things to read. The rabbit hole never ends. Okay. But I like to think it needn't be this bad. There are plenty of writers who grapple with technical or unobvious ideas, and there's good ones make it as easy as possible for the reader to follow the thinking and determine whether or not it's sound. And if not, determine whether the doubt or error is such and such. Can a mistake happen here? This preference for transparency starts a process of critical thinking, or it is at least amenable to it. It also entails honesty and the risk of public correction. This is a matter of some importance, especially if the ideas in question are supposed to articulate a political worldview, as a great deal of art and cultural theory is. Clarity invites dispute, possibly refutation of one's politics, and for some can be intolerable. The more art is alleged to have some socio-political import, the more likely this discomfort will be. The more likely it is that clarity will be avoided by the reasons given above. Viewed in this light, art gibberish becomes comprehensible, at least as pathology. Books about topics as esoteric as quantum chromodynamics can still express ideas so transparently that even I can follow. None I have read defies comprehension quite as willfully as Carolyn Gertin's essay, Wanderlust, the kinesthetic browser in cyberfeminist space. Much is which reads like the shuffling and unfolding of the information of her body and sensory spaces enacted across a gap or trajectory of subjecthood that is multiple and present. Subjectivity is the lens and connector through which the spatio-temporal dislocation gets focused and bridged. The gap is the outside vision, felt not seen. It is always existing on the threshold in between nodes, like the monster subjectivities. All knots in the matrix are linked. Yes, exactly. They're saying it's gibberish to him. At this point, readers may wonder exactly what a gap or trajectory of subjecthood is and why it's both multiple and present. They may also wonder why this should be preferable or different from one that is multiple while absent, or singular while absent, or singular while present. Alas, nowhere in Gertin's essays are there answers forthcoming. Perhaps she, like the professor of rhetoric Judith Butler, is interrogating the tacit presumptions or common sense and provoking new ways of looking at the familiar world. But if so, it seems that we must take that on trust. Those who follow Gertin's work will see that an awful lot is asserted and countless names are dropped, but very little is comprehensible. It does, however, sound terribly impressive here. Really shitting on Gertin. Imagine for a moment that you're a first-class student eager to impress, and you're going to be first in your class to raise your hands and ask whether your professor is mouthing utter bollocks. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Begin became Hulk. Yeah, it's happening. The stuff this art speaks making me angry. It's making me angry. But truthfully, things have been changing. I've been struggling with quite a few different things. Okay, cool. Great. A lot of stuff to... Oh, boy. Art speak, all this fun stuff. We don't need you, Guardian, here. Is this going to load or not? Probably not. Peddling stupidity. Peddling stupid. Alright, these are just other stuff. So this was all about art bollocks in the first place. The most interesting article, actually, I think was the original thing we wanted to read about art bollocks. But I think we'll save that. How to be a critic. I think I'll do a separate one on this because we're literally trying to get through... I was trying to get through 2 artists today, but struggling because there's a lot of stuff here. Okay, we're making progress. Making progress. Making progress. People say they look at artists and they say, well, do they actually look at the artist? Huh? It takes a minute. A lot of art here. Okay, I understand Arbolics mode, and I get why it's called mode now. It's an Emacs mode, you know, like Orb mode, Arbolics mode. Great. All right, so exploring art data is another one. Going through blog posts from 2010 and 2012. This all goes inside of Arbolics mode. There we go. Oh, we got a little something different here. Puzzle design support for the painting Torch Hearts by Coin Artist. Fuck yes, dude. Everything just repeats. This is the fucking CEO of goddamn Blockade Labs, who we use for our 3D backgrounds and all that shit. It is so, I love so much how like the world's all fucking linked together. So fucking cool. So CoinArtist specified the technical requirements for a puzzle containing a Bitcoin reward, and we discussed how to make it slightly harder for this particular work, The Legend of Satoshi Nakamoto. Once we hit on a scheme that we both liked, I provide a verbal description of colored flames representing 6-bit chunks of a private key for a Bitcoin address starting with 1 flame min 6. CoinArtist painted them around the edge of the painting. We checked them very thoroughly. Then CoinArtist put a high-resolution scan of the painting online for our audience of crypto puzzle solvers. You can see what happened over the next 3 years in this fucking article. Okay, Jesus Christ. Then we got a little Vice article here, so we got to go back on that later. That's awesome. That's so crazy, just like running a big old AI company now. Very cool, Kanye. God, I got so many things to do later I got to look at, you know what I mean? Love that, though. And that's why this one's called One Flamin'. With Coin Artist. Love that. It's a puzzle. We'll dive into the puzzle later. We got blank canvas. Come on. A blank canvas that anyone can set the color of on the Bitcoin blockchain. The image above shows the use of the GUI to change the color. The GUI appears if you click on the window displaying the canvas. Great. Cool. Where can I see it? But okay, cool. A little simpler. Didn't have to read a bunch of articles. Democratic palette. So a democratic palette is a palette of 12 colors that anyone can set on the Bitcoin blockchain by sending a voting transaction. For every vote, each color is tracked, and the top 12 make up the palette. The only cost is gas paid by the Ethereum's native cryptocurrency Ether. Participatory decentralized art and aesthetics interacts with barriers to participation and the ability to buy democracy. The images above show different visual applications of the palette and use the GUI to vote for the color. The GUI appears if you click on the window displaying a canvas. But see, I can't get this here. I need the actual DApp site, which I don't know if is still up at this moment here. But let's put both these inside of here. So blank canvas and democratic palette, both of these exist within these like dApps of interacting with ETH. You know what I mean? ETH dApps. Okay. Then we've got, I gotta do bankruptcy. There we go. Bit of bankruptcy. Now we have simple blockchain art diagram. Simple blockchain art diagram, digital media, adapted form. I've got something here. It says blockchain hashes, single net art diagram.gif. Note that these are unmodified versions, which also include the Rhizomes net.art anthology book. The art happens here. Proof of existence. Here's the BitSig right here. It's time to upgrade your browser. Really? Looks fine to me. Here, I'll even turn off my... I love the idea that it's like, what is this going to take me to? Web standards page. This is sick. Okay, so this is the ArtDuo MTTA's creative practice. I got their bio. I could read about them, but I'm a little confused at what this is. So this is a simple blockchain art diagram. Art happens here. Got it. Note that these are the unmodified version. Okay. Don't quite understand. Lottery symbol. Also, get back this on. Jeez, I need the darkness. Lottery symbol. A graphical symbol on blockchain chosen for options submitted via Ethereum transactions in a simple lottery. The lottery itself uses the blockchain itself as a source of entropy, which is known to be insecure. But this is just a symbol rather than millions of dollars. This is a piece in a series of works that pair methods of allocation with aesthetic properties. Exactly. So that's part of this series. Whoops. Jeez. Whoops, I keep... Well, whatever. Why do I keep doing this? Kept the wrong thing. So I want to copy. Sorry. There we go. Jeez. Cool. You get to choose this graphical symbol on blockchain, but this one is actually using... It's a more of a lottery. Because the lottery uses the blockchain itself as the source of entropy. But which can be insecure. Love, link that demo day. Ooh, shelling flags. Counterparty token. Demo Day is the first show-specific crypto token. It was created just for the show Demo Day. This is the first time we created a token just for a show. A token just for a show. Love that. Okay, we saw okay, we're getting up to where we actually were. Where we started from the bottom, not the total bottom. We started, we did the top first, then we went to bottom. We're almost meeting in the middle because I did do this token. Jeez, we got more. Wow. Okay, let's go to shelling flags. Blockchain-based system for establishing the aesthetics and allegiances of flags in a decentralized way. The flags are an intersection of an encryption of political and the aesthetic and assertion of identity and allegiance. They have proliferated off-chain for social phenomena such as nation states and genders. Focal points, also known as shelling flags, are a perceptual phenomenon in game theory. They are values or strategies that people will use because they seem obvious or attractive in a given context. Using the blockchain, the shelling flags supports the construction and use of flags as ideological focal points for decentralized social coordination. Any individual can create and share a flag. Any individual can support the most popular flag displayed by the graphical interface to provide a map of its ideological landscape here. Cool. Kind of feels like it's in the similar of this world of, And then actually the term shelling points is what the important concept, the deeper concept here, right? A focal point. A solution that people tend to choose by default in the absence of communication in order to avoid communication failure. Okay, old Thomas Schelling, right? And we're going to call them shelling points because, what's it called? Vocal points sounds stupid. Focal points? Shelling points. All right. Let's go to secret artwork. Secret artwork. And oh my god, it's a 721 now. We've spent enough time. We've actually have 721s have been invented. We're killing it. They're back. Okay, in a secret artwork, an Ethereum contract stores the cryptographic hash of the subject of artwork, a unique but meaningless numeric identifier. This provides that the artwork exists, but you have no clue what the content is. The artwork's ownable, tying the uniqueness identifiability of the content. The owner knows nothing about the content in the general public. They own something unknowable. At each block in Ethereum's blockchain is layered upon the last, the cost of computing power, which with the secret and almost ownership, and its almost ownership is asserted quickly, exceeds the price of the world's most expensive artwork. The presentation of the corresponding ERC 721 token takes the form of a DApp which reveals all details that can be fetched from the network about the artwork, its owner, when it was created, even the hash. It displays each of these pieces of data in many ways as text, as colors, as shapes, as musical notes. The visual register seeks to distract the viewer from the gap in the purchase of or of the artwork by relentlessly presenting them different facts, but it still remains. Okay, great. Love it. Secret artwork. Don't even know what we're buying. You can buy it, but you can't know what it actually is. Just the hash. What if it's something very offensive? That's the biggest fear. We changed albums. Let's play our favorite song from this album, then we'll go back and find a new album. Cool, we saw token equals text. Local maxima. Okay, local maxima. In 2019, a GAN generated images and... Oh my god, I literally look up this, how to pronounce this word. Glickly. I look up how to pronounce it a million times, and I never can remember, because I'm not a fancy printmaker.
Giclée.
Giclée. Giclée. God, I every time I read it, I'm like, I know how to read this, but... Okay, in classical AI research, a local maximum is a solution to a problem that cannot itself be improved, but that is not... That cannot be improved, but it's not the best possible solution. Where a singular mathematical specification of a problem is possible, local maxima can be avoided using search strategies other than simple hill climbing. Art does not have such a specification. If search space consists entirely of local maxima, the GAN network extract aesthetic surplus values from images, rendering it liquid. Training a GAN deterritorializes. Deterritorializes their form, generating new images, and then re-territorializes it. Contemporary AI burns capital to produce discrimination. Here, discrimination between the images that resemble the learned source material and those that do not. The source material in this instance is my own previous work, Playful Composition from the 1990s. A GAN was trained on them, then applied to simple geometric shapes, transferring the extracted style of these source images, leavened with the perceptual artifacts of GAN training, reducing or promoting artworks to the flows of aesthetics that can be continued indefinitely is deeply challenging to art history and connoisseurship. GAN-generated images tend to Polakian all-overness, or to the same local sense but global semantic incoherence as markup chains or as a Francis Bacon painting. The concept of style transfer that all of this evokes is deeply challenging to art history. Jesus. GAN trained on own work and producing new works, but it's early 2019. All right, we got token grade. Oh boy. Let me see actually one thing. Let me look up Schelling point for a video, and I'm gonna go and see if I can learn for a second while I grab a drink and I take my ADHD medication. Look at this cool little dork here. Jeez, we got Schelling.
So we're going to continue to
What's up, dude?
Expand upon this diagram that we've been working on for the past few modules. I'm going to try to show...
Thanks, dude. Now, real quick.
All right. Jung's answer to Job.
Where's the Schelling playlist? Okay, cool. We are starting here. Okay, cool.
So
Give
this
it a
will
little
be
peek.
the fourth lecture supplement video. This one is focused on Schelling's philosophy of nature. Now, Schelling began his philosophical career by publishing a series of essays that carried forward Fichte's point of view. In other words, arguing that philosophy begins with the free act of the absolute ego, and that all of our experience of nature is derived from that free act. But in the background, Schelling always had a sense that nature wasn't being given its due. And so in the late 1790s, after he and Fichte had been collaborating, he started to break from the Fichtean point of view and began to argue that actually nature has its own autonomy as a self-organizing life. And whereas you'll recall that for Kant, mind is a priori, nature is merely phenomenal. All our knowledge of objects comes as a result of categories of our understanding that determine them and through our forms of intuition of space and time. Whereas mind was a priori for Kant, for Schelling he says nature is a priori, but not nature as merely a collection of mechanical objects. Nature as a self-organizing system becomes a priori. So Schelling takes what Kant discovered in the third critique, this new kind of causation exhibited by living creatures, and says that is what nature really is, and mechanism is merely an appearance. And so
I was going to say that
while Kant
mechanism is
says
merely an
mind is
appearance.
a priori, and we want to understand how nature can be made to appear.
Okay, we'll get into it, okay? Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm watching a Kantbot video in 2024. So... Whoa. Whoa. Let's keep learning. Let's keep learning. Green, blue, purple. Now, we're on Token Grid. Modernist, the grid is a modernist icon and the underlying organizational form of many aspects of our daily life. Whether a North American city plan, a power grid, the face of an international, I think that's spelled wrong, a style architecture, page layout in a print or screen, or the pixels of that screen, grids pervasively organize our activities and experiences. This one exists on the Ethereum blockchain with a graphical user interface accessible via the World Wide Web. In contrast with fixed grids of city streets and architectural structures, anyone can change it only if they're willing to procure and then burn one of the ERC-20 digital tokens. It's the first time I've seen a 20 standard slowly come into the artwork, because this art was done before the standards existed. There were no standards. Cool. This feels like it's in this field again, only this is now messing with the grid. Maybe there's a name for these styles. Okay, so this is proof of work bitmap. Proof of work bitmap displays a 16 by 16 pixel monochrome bitmap that lives on the Ethereum blockchain. To edit it, you must run code similar to that used by cryptocurrency mining and submit the results to the blockchain to prove your good faith. Love that. In computer art and digital culture, a monochrome bitmap is the simplest representation of a discrete image. In blockchain-based systems, a proof of work is a time-consumption computational puzzle that is impossible to cheat, but simple to check the result of. The result of solving that puzzle in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and proof of work bitmap is a 256 number with the specific numbers of zeros at the end. This is the same size as a 16 by 16 bitmap as an Ethereum cell, as a memory cell in Ethereum. There is a resonance here, as there is in each piece in the series. So this is similar in this one, only this is the first time. The first time you need to do something like proof of work, you know? To change the art. Or participate, whatever you want to call it. Participate in the art. Boom. We're getting smarter every day. Hackline properties. Who's hacking? Who's hacking? Hackline Properties is a supposedly secure blockchain smart contract designed to allow its owners to update the line stroke property that it stores. But a common Ethereum code bug allows anyone who finds it to hack the contract and set the line properties themselves. Interesting. Interesting. So this is the first time incorporating a bug. Well, the whole description short enough, I guess. The first time a hack is used as an explicit way for people to interact with the art. We got pay previous path. So pay previous path allows anyone to store a vector drawing encoded in a similar style to a CSVG path line art format on the blockchain in exchange for paying a small fee to the previous person who did it. Love that. More of these experiments. This time you got to give money to the last person. Hey. Nice. Shared secret. Okay, shared secrets are part of the invisible structure of society. They constitute a form of currency. Computing security culture defines secrets as passwords, private keys, unguessable slices of entropy. They are to be revealed only briefly to cross the threshold of the computing system. The consequence of sharing them with attackers, which is to say people or other people, is catastrophic, leading to your presence in the system or the system itself becoming compromised or owned. Therefore, doing so is very taboo. Now, two secrets are stronger than one when establishing that the presenting them is authentically the person they claim to be. To lose one secret may be regarded as misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. The second factor of such mini systems is generated by software using the timed once time passed algorithm. Timed one time password. You know, a top single time passwords, which generates a new secret value every 30 seconds from a seed value. Sharing the secret value compromises your security for 30 seconds during which it's valid. Sharing the second seed means you can be owned permanently. But if the seed isn't being used for security purposes, sharing it's harmless. It becomes a shared secret in the sociological rather than the security culture sense. Currency rather than taboo. Doesn't it? But is it the TOTP we're sharing? Or this longer run password? And there's a TOTP you need. Well, I'm guessing, wait. Oh, the seed, it does say seed. So it is the seed. Oh wait, no, this is a single QR code. It's called Shared Secret, and this is a TOTP QR code, which means this is the one time. Okay. Staking ratio. The ratio of two amounts of Ether cryptocurrency staked by users. Value determines value. Further destroying the information that money destroys to represent it. This is the last work in the series that began with Democratic Palette. This is the series from Democratic Palette. It's the first to deal directly in cryptocurrency value. Use at your own risk. You don't understand. A ratio of two amounts of Ether staked by users. Oh, you just put it in. You don't get anything out of it. And the art is just the ratio between the two. And that's it. And it's the last of the Democratic Palette series. I understand. Totally understand. Last in the Democratic Palette series. Yes? 1 minute. Thank you, sorry. Thank you, though. Let's see. Let's keep going. Certificate of Inauthenticity. We're back to some Duchampian. Stuff here. We got a little bit of a longer one. Really quickly, let's get a little lay of the land. So right when I read that, I've actually looped back up to the very top. So this is the last one. And of course, it's going to be a little bit longer. Duh. Of course, it makes sense it's longer. So here we go. Certificate. Rare Art Certified Instance 411 of the artwork Urinal has not been modeled, instantiated, or presented by Rhea Myers. The certificate is only valid when it's displayed accompanying a single instance of the artwork named above that is being displayed in the same physical or virtual location as this certificate, and that display has been organized on behalf of or with the full knowledge and authorization of the party or parties that either I control the private key of the externally owned account that is currently the owner of the ERC20 token, having the URI of this image as the image field of its token URI metadata, or the control of smart contract or contracts that are currently the owner of, having the URI of this image as the image field of its token URI metadata, and can demonstrate sufficient authority to authorize this display using an appropriate on-chain mechanism, or are able to demonstrate equivalent or successive ownership of this image, for example, the beneficiary of a token rental or a cross-chain transfer, but not the owner of the fractionalized wrapper token or a token referencing the URI of this image or a copy of this image created by an unauthorized third party. Whoo, baby! So this is just, law is art. So, Certificate of Inauthenticity. So this is a 2020 ERC 721 tokens. From 2011 to 2012, in the Shareable Readymates project, I commissioned the awesome artist Christine Weber and Basim Kurdali to create these 3D printable models of commonplace objects, a urinal, a balloon dog, a pipe, that have become canonical part of art history. The artists retained copyright of their works, and the results were placed under Creative Commons Share Alike. That's CC BY SA. license with the attribution to myself as the person that commissioned the work. I did this in order to critique the production of neo-conceptual art by artists such as Jeff Koons and the processes by which art history cordons off models of commonplace objects as signature works by Jeff Koons, Marcel Duchamp, and others. Further Field Gallery in London, whose meta-commissioned the Balloon Dog model, exhibited the works with certificates of inauthenticity that I detoured from Solowitz certificates for their wall drawings. Then, I at the Blockchain Live 18 show, also in London, Ruth Catlow and Dr. Charlotte Frost of Decal and Further Field produced gold castings of a Balloon Dog model and registered the resulting crypto puppers on Arteria's blockchain art registry. I hadn't planned these developments, but they diagonalized the project in an interesting way. The former recapitulated conceptual arts captured by the very systems of sale and ownership that initially sought to escape. The latter mapped this onto the constant development of the technosocial phenomena within successive waves of Andy Cameron and Richard Barbook's California ideology by taking a 3D printing object that was meant to be free as in freedom and making it an expression of exclusively ownable with the cryptographic certainty on the blockchain. As rare art, blockchain token-based digital editions have become the latest expression of ownership value that had previously escaped culture. The technology of blockchain-based digital certificates of ownership of digital arts initially was developed. Ironically, rare art comes from rare Pepes, trading cards. It was then captured by startup capital that cannot explain its contradictions. In its rare art iteration, Ethereum ERC-721 non-fungible tokens for digital image URLs are present at solving the problems that digital art is infinitely reproducible and therefore cannot be sold as a rare asset. They establish authentic provenance and ownership that is not previously possible. It is difficult to represent an off-chain truth on-chain. However, it is prohibitively expensive to put bitmap digital images on-chain. It's impossible to make sure that a digital image is represented uniquely, even within the same smart contract on a single blockchain. This means that we must trust the chain that the image represented by each ERC-721 token is what it creates. The authenticity of rare art images is threatened by piracy, where an artist's images are copied from one rare art platform to another and sold without their consent. It is also threatened by trash art, where the art produced is an undeclared auto-tracing or other mechanical transformation of stock images. Artists who feel entitled to the monetary and reputational value of the art they produce, regardless of the method used, and collectors who feel entitled to react simply to a price of the rare art tokens are clashing over matters of authenticity and platforms that were supposed to render such questions moot. Why not turn this risk into value and make a virtue of inauthenticity? To make the link between an off-chain truth and the problem of authenticity explicit, I've created a rare art edition of certificates of inauthenticity for shareable ready-made series. If you own one of these tokens, you can prove that I have not made the instance of urinal, balloon dog, or pipe that you have 3D printed or placed in a virtual reality. Print out that certificate that you own the NFT for and display it proudly in a physical gallery or display it as a physical image on a virtual wall. Then if anyone questions the authenticity of the art that you're displaying, you have the right to own it. You can answer that the art is provably inauthentic and that you have no more ownership than anyone else does. And that you know that this to be true for all the cryptographic certainty of the blockchain. Okay. And there's crypto puppers. There's the crypto puppers. Blockchain registered gold-plated metal cast from 3D printed model with ink print jets. God, I want one of those balloon dogs. I want one of these balloon dogs. How do I get one of these balloon dogs? Balloon dog. Okay, cool. Whew. We're learning. We're getting smarter. We're kind of dumb. A lot of stuff we got to dive deeper on, but you know what? We're making progress, okay? We're making progress. All right, let's look back above, okay? So, that wraps us back around to one Doge, which is what we started on, which is what we ended on yesterday, right? Oh boy, a lot of art, good stuff. We could go even deeper, which is you could go. There's earlier work. We'll do the early works one of these days here. Okay, let's check the blog out for a second, though. Okay. Last one we got on NFT's launch. As an art student in the 90s. It's on the top. This is the on NFTs launch because Ria's in the Taschen book. As an art student in the 90s, the Taschen books that I owned on artists I like were some of my proudest possessions. You can imagine my excitement last week when I attended the launch of On NFTs in Paris. I have work on the cover. The lower hash is the deployment transaction of the mainnet version of Is Art. And as an essay in the book On Chain about the work that engaged with the blockchain as a medium, Beautiful, very grateful, awesome, just super amazing. Deserve it, 100%. Sold out. Can I still buy one? I can't buy the fancy one. See, look at here's the fancy fucking one. There's the collector's edition. You guys are killing me though. You know. Oh no, wait, stop. These are the ones that include print. There's the hard code. Jesus Christ, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money right there. Can I get a cheaper one, please? Can you send me one? I promise I'll read it. Can't afford that. Okay, cool. Awesome. That was the last blog post. Before that, we had, and we're back. Restore the blog for our catalog. We're coming. New art coming soon. Great. And then way before that, we have 2021. So the blog not been updated quite as much, even though they're having new pieces. So okay, great. Hoo boy, learned a lot. Maria's done a million very, very interesting, cool things. 1,000 references that were all, in many ways, I've got so many things to learn. I got to go back to German idealism. Got to work on Schelling and all this stuff here. And then for the piece. Portents really feels like something that is definitely within the world of previous artwork, but different, actually, right? This is the first time we've seen prophecy in the artwork. Definitely conceptual how much of Ria's work has been, but it's definitely something, it pushes the art on top. It's like a new, fun idea that I think also matches so well with the ordinal idea, which is putting a theory on top of something that already exists technologically, and then it's evident because the theory is out there. That's the publishing of a white paper here makes this concept out there, existing. So love that. Beautiful, great stuff. Fun. Okay. Oh boy, I was trying to get through 2 artists today, but man, Ria's got a lot of work, so it's gonna take a minute. Let us do a little start. Let's dive into. We're doing OGs. Everyone's an OG. We're doing OGs. Violet, you're turning violet. I know. I've got to figure out what's going on here too. It's like something's going on here. Wait, let me hold my breath real fast. Okay, cool. Whew. I'm still figuring out what this means, but when I hold my breath, I can change colors. So we're figuring out what this means here. Now, let's do Kevin and Jennifer McCoy, and we could do the article on the original Quantum release. The first Quantum release. I thought I had that saved in here. Here's my previous links. Cyberpositive. I'm gonna go buy that book later. Oh yeah, there. Never mind. I'll just find it. There we go. We got McCoy Space website, and then there's the actual. There's an NFT now. There's an art news. We got a little art news net on a lawsuit. It's also in the Taschen book. Not that meaty of an article. And then we've got the fight. All right, let's start here. We'll read the NFT now. Despite what many believe, NFT art didn't start with the board at Yacht Club. What? That's not true. Didn't start with CryptoPunks. What was the first? Who created it? The singular honor goes to Quantum, a generative piece of art that was created by the digital artists Jennifer and Kevin McCoy. After its creation, Quantum was subsequently turned into an NFT by Kevin in 2014. And the reason he minted this particular piece of art is rather simple. He did it for ownership. Now, the birth of NFTs. After he and his wife created Quantum, McCoy wanted to develop a way to sell its piece in its digital form. The problem, he didn't have any way of establishing provenance of the digital art. For the uninitiated, provenance is the documentation. We know what provenance is. After mulling over options, McCoy joined forces with tech entrepreneur Anil Dash to solve the problem. Eventually, the duo started to explore blockchain technology to see if it might provide a path forward here. Eventually, the duo started to explore. Okay, cool. In the early 2010s, blockchain technology was still a niche field. Bitcoin was only $600. At the time of this article, it was $1,600. Damn, things have changed. Ethereum just launched, and coin creators regularly overpromised, underdelivered, and got sued in oblivion. But McCoy and Dash were not dissuaded. So with it, individuals have a trustless way of identifying the creator and tracking the ownership history of an item on blockchain. This served McCoy and Dash's purposes perfectly. They registered Quantum on blockchain. I had an idea to use the blockchain technology to create an indelible provenance and ownership of digital image of this coin. Quantum was the first ever to be recorded this way. Shortly after minting, McCoy and Dash demonstrated how monetized graphics like this could be used to establish provenance and sell digital art. Their demonstration occurred during a live presentation for a 7-on-7 conference. During the presentation, he sold a digital image to Dash for $4 using blockchain. And with that, they created the multi-billion-dollar market less than a decade later. So, unfortunately, Quantum was forgotten following its 2014 mint. It was on Namecoin, a pre-Ethereum Bitcoin offshoot. Specifically, Quantum lived on Namecoin block 174 and 923. That's where it stayed for years, until the 2020 bull market. When NFT started to gain mainstream attention, sell for millions, McCoy realized he might be sitting on a golden egg. So he started to promote Quantum, turning into media outlets like Axios to discuss its work and history. Largely thanks to the publicity push, it went up for auction at Sotheby's. And it was sold for more than $1 million, and it was bought by old Silly Tuna. That's where the legal issue started. Shortly after the $1 million sale, experts noted that a specific quirk about Namecoin called into question exactly who owned Quantum at the time of the sale. As explained by Ledger Insights, Namecoin requires users to renew whatever is minted on Namecoin blockchain every 250 days to retain ownership. Notably, McCoy never renewed Quantum. This allowed a completely separate entity, Veteran Collector Early NFT, to scoop up the ownership rights before the Sotheby's auction. Nice. Nice. In a twist, Early secured the rights just days after the piece was published on Axios. Eventually, Early contested the validity of Sotheby's auction with a lawsuit. Who won? Thankfully, the artist who created... Wait a minute. Thankfully, the artist who created a minute of the work, Early NFT, got it. He got it. Come on. Oh, it's okay. I'm fine. I want Kevin and Jennifer to have money, but come on now. He got it. He won. To dismiss the lawsuit, the Namecoin blockchain was controlled by Free Holdings. The judge noted that when Kevin went to mint it on Ethereum, essentially creating two different NFTs in the process. While the controversy surrounding the Quantum's legacy is far from perfect way to honor the historical NFTs and creators, both continue to innovate. The pair released their first collection with the platform. We have another little interview here about that. Great. Lovely. The creators of the first NFT talk their new collection, the future. ASCII owls. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let's just go straight to their website. Okay, we know Quantum. That's cool. Let's just dive into... Whoa. Look at that. Yo, I ain't falling tuna. Alright, so here we go. We get the bio. McCoy Space. Media artists whose work extends from moving image and software to drawing, painting, and installation. Their project seeks to situate new technologies within our culture using contemporary tools and questioning their impact both on the individual and on society. Early projects include database sculptures of television clips filtered into categorical frameworks and a diorama-like miniature film sets activated by live cameras and software. In their work, technology serves as a mediator between the human and the world, and as an active force which not only shapes its material, but reframes the entire project of what they choose. Recent work reconfigures mid-century images of the American West into databases of AI-generated landscape photography. They've been displayed everywhere. There's a bunch of different projects. I'm just giving a little overview, and then we'll dive in. Here, I'll just read each one, because these are simple. So this is their ordinal, the branch. Constantly forking growth algorithm to make and unmake an organic image. Quitter is an in-progress experimental video that depicts the stakes of breaking with the patterns of modern life. What does life look without lifestyle? Land and Sea combines untouched, idolized landscapes from classic photography with generative composite landscapes by Stable Diffusion to create a series of enigmatic collages. I like the aesthetic. Lens Organic, 4 videos collaging extreme camera views of the forest with film footage from the 1990s. Machine Organic, in these works, data from cameras and sensors are processed with computer vision and signal processing algorithms. Then we have Phase Diagrams. These works explore the geologic compositions of construction digital landscapes. Public view, private view opens up the artistic process of creation to a group of donors and art supporters connected to them and makes participants in the art ecosystem a formal part of the art. That looks really fun. The Inside World is experimental narration created at the nexus of comic books, storytelling, and digital art. Lincoln to Lincoln, a series of drawings that was made tracing an image route from the Lincoln Tunnel to Lincoln, Nebraska. Quantum Leak, this generative NFT, evolves from a 3-sided shape to up to 24 sides over a 3-year period. Love that. Paper Mirror, a commission from 601 Art Space where paper is used to depict the reflections in the storefront from outside the street. Public-private key explores the museum ownership and the role of donors in building in museum collections. That sounds really good. And if I say view more, is it view more? There we go. We're only to 2019. A film work of cinematic scale. Cleaner traces the creative awakening of a maintenance worker. An installation for Spring Break immersive, in which a gigantic conference table floats up to a video where the broker sings about marketing. Cool. Cast glass sculpture of broken glass and dishware, broken glass series. 5/7, an installation which plays on the word model apartment by creating a slightly less than life-size version of the model apartment for viewers to tour in the gallery. Broker, shot on the 77th floor apartment of one of New York's many Trump towers. Broker is a meticulous portrayal of a high-end real estate broker seen as the physical embodiment of constantly accelerating pitch of luxury merchandising. Discovery of Freedom, a collage landscape of images from D. Smet, SD. This, which I'm guessing is South Dakota. This video is a winter portrait of the site of the famous Lauren Ingalls Wilder Little House on the Prairie. Primordial Loop. Ooh, that sounds good. Isn't that nice? Mellifluous tones. Third recorded NFT, Primordial Loop, is a GIF loop produced originally in 1998 with collaborator Thorsten Z. Burns. The second recorded NFT, Cars, was transferred from the McCoys to Anil Dash live on stage. So this is the second. We're now to 2014. And we've got wall-mounted shadow box depicting a fantasy landscape incorporating aspects of San Francisco's Bay Area Lord of the Rings and the Twitter headquarters circa 2014. Then we got the Adobe headquarters 14 for Terminal Beach here. Oracle headquarters. Nice. Love these. I would love these to be so good. If you're a real rich Silicon Valley guy, that'd be good. The Eichler series. 3D sandstone sculptures with extruded elevations of buildings in Silicon Valley. Got the Silicon Flats, overlapping images of Silicon Valley's natural environment, its industry, and the architecture of suburban technology headquarter buildings. Really exploring this, around this time, these places, these headquarters. Wall-mounted shadow box depicting a fantasy landscape incorporating aspects of the San Francisco Bay Area. The Forbidden Island board game, hell yeah. And the PayPal eBay headquarters circa 2014. Cool. There's Quantum. First Quantum. Not the evolving over 3 years Quantum. Based on the existing architectural schemes for Bell Island, an island in the river next to Detroit, the sculpture envisions the skyline of a free market offshore property development. In Priest the Temple, an office building juts out of a Mount Rushmore-style mountain. In Chrysalis, I don't think that's how you say it. A blue tower rises, cracked open to reveal a fleshy pink interior structure. Next to the parking lot, the sculptures in the series present liminal spaces, areas posited to be next to the desirable landmarks of contemporary life. In front of substation depicts a utilitarian building perched on sand and debris. Whoa. Near the communications tower, these little mini worlds they're building. Near the communications tower depicts a tar pit as a foreground to an embedded photo of an office building. Now we're in 2012. Behind the hillside, miniature garbage covers an essentially backside of a hill. These little mini worlds. Near the villas explores the dichotomy between luxury construction on a depleted environment. That sounds good. Along the roadside. The sculptures in this series present liminal spaces, areas posited to be next to the desirable landmarks of contemporary life. A caster plaster miniature of an office building sinks into roofing tar. Under the floor portrays a minimal and placid interior hovering over a sand-filled fountain. These little worlds. Between the Resorts depicts a no man's land between a simulated ski slope and simulated water park. Love that. I see that. Whenever I look at this, I'm always like, look at that. Oh, this is a 49-minute video that takes you through a journey of the manufacturing zone of Abu Dhabi. Installation view. Both an installation and curatorial project. It draws from 601 Artspace collection to present a video show made from live cameras on static works. The Halal series. This pattern of collage works, traditional architectural pattern motifs are inscribed with snack food wrappers, packaging from canned meats, and labels from beauty supplies from local markets. Abu Dhabi is love forever. This four-sided photo mural installation depicts the compelling advertising used in the United Arab Emirates to sell a lifestyle of comfort, success, and luxury. Heaven and hell. In this installation, miniatures of the McCoys, their two daughters, and furniture rise and fall on motors suspended from the ceiling. Artist talks. Actors unfamiliar with the work or language of contemporary art asked to spontaneously present the works of well-known artists as their own. Love that. It's from 08. Ooh, so they had an actor arc early on before they got into the miniatures arc. God, I'm going to bring the actor arc back. I'll replace you. For this project, the McCoys hired 50 actors to replace them in executing the many responsibilities they undertake every day. Okay, first of all, I love this. Let's go here. Triple Octothorpe. McCoy's actor pieces. We got artist talks. We got I'll replace you. I want to watch some of these. Can I watch them? God, I love both these. All the songs I like. Hey, make it nice. Thank you. Ears okay. All right. Okay, so exploring the idea of substitution, the two large-scale photographs, post-performative photographs in which one of the artists is paired with a rotating array of passerbys, friends, and colleagues dressed as the significant other. Kind of in the actor series. Kind of. I just made up this actor series. In the vice presidential downtime requirements, the McCoys assemble a suite of human furniture taken from the travel request of Vice President Dick Cheney. Cool. The High Seas, a video camera and light circle a stationary boat model moving up and down a wave as they guide. Big Box. In the two big box sculptures, models of an American-style big box shopping mall are placed on a slow rotating turntable. The Constant World, with its incorporation of 36 live video cameras, presents a utopian world that acts as its own advertisement. This installation is a large, interconnected series of ceiling-mounted metal spheres, models, and lights. It portrays a film noir melodrama set in an urban environment that is intercut with text elements. The results seen on flat-screen displays beckons the viewer to inhabit the space seen on screen, drawing from influences as varied as Constant Neuenhuis's models for the utopian New Babylon and the dystopian technological noir of Jean-Luc Godard's Alphaville. The project revels in the gaps between images, their labels, and their description. It's always Mayo. It's always Mayo. Okay, Steve. Steve will be Miller. Okay, Scary Things is made up of images of simple elements of nature that can be frightening to children. Just scare the children. That's the art. Dream Sequence. A large two-sided wheel set at a 45-degree angle rotates slowly on its axis. More scary things. Scary things for children. Images of utopian childhood complete with cavorted lambs and chiffon rainbows. Double fantasy. In the first work of the series, the artists are rendered in miniature as they were childhood friends and their fantasy scenarios are depicted. Double fantasy. Double fantasy sex! Future sexual experiences were imagined. Damn! Double fantasy career. Kevin wanted to be a scientist in a secret cave. Jennifer wanted to be a diplomat's wife. Wow. We got double fantasy God. Early spiritual events. So they started off with miniatures. They started off with the miniatures. Study of clouds is pure pattern, but in the miniature form. Clouds astronaut. Photographic study of clouds is pure pattern. Clouds number 4 UFOs. People depicting alien contact. We got divers. We got clouds sheep. Clouds gamma. Clouds airport. Clouds priest. Clouds refugees. Clouds trees. Our first date. Wow, how cute is that? First season of the original 1960 Star Wars series broken into a series of shots. Love that. Our second date. Aww. Miniatures where it all started. This depicts the artist watching the Sugarland Express from a shabby living room in Charlotte, North Carolina. Very autobiographical. Here they're watching American Graffiti from a hospital room. Viewing Bonnie and Clyde from a bar during a failed graduate school attempt in Austin. Here's how they met. Comedic farce with both reaching for the same suitcase. Oh my God, really? They just have their whole relationship. You could watch them fall in love if you start. The Beach Adventure platform is inspired by Sean Connery's James Bond films. Cabaret. The dinner party, the loft, the spa. We're really in the miniatures lands. I am curious where we get here. The Kiss, an algorithmic cinema, a reenactment of the scene from Body Heat. How I Learned, 448's Enough, Horror Chase, Every Blue Sky. In this project, the artist created a database of narrative fragments. 2001. A numbered list comprised of shot-by-shot description of 2001: A Space Odyssey. There's a lot of movie-based stuff. They fell in love watching movies. Lim is an internet mixer, which allows several authors to create interactive multimedia collage collaborating all the time. It's so funny because, like, I would have found them earlier in this era. Okay, shot in the office of the World Trade Center's 91st floor with a moving camera. It provides a science fiction location out of office space. So the Airworld series was initiated with Worldview's residency program, and it says it developed in a series of intervention into global capitalism that ran between 1990 and 2000. Before 2001, everything had changed once we hit this little 2001 right here, and then all of a sudden we're on movies. Babysitter tapes. A series of performances in which the participant watched an episode of Starsky and Hutch the audience cannot see. The Babysitter tapes. Love that. Big Babysitter tapes fan. Small appliances, maintenance webs. Net art project focused on the fictional scenario of a gardening spaceship, or some net art stuff. Using voiceover and an array of medical imaging, Jennifer creates a visual essay about the mind and body. I did it! I hit the end! Remember, they don't have any, there's no page state, so it's hard to get there, okay? It's hard to get there. But okay, cool. Whew. Big old long retrospective. We're going all the way to 93, okay? All the way to 93. 93 is the first piece we get. Let's dive into a couple deeper. I can't do everyone. That will take us 10 hours. So this is Dream Sequence, a large two-sided wheel set at a 45-degree angle, rotates on the axis. The wheel is covered with miniature elements depicting dreamlike imagery. Next to the rotating wheel, two miniature figurines representing the artist are lying in twin beds. God, they're just so in love. Partially transmitting an image of the artist. A video is trained on each character, showing the composite of the sleeping figure and the translucent reflection of the dream imagery. So this... it's the miniatures plus this nice rotation. Okay. Was there a video? I thought there was one I could play. Oh, there you go. God dang it, I just found it. Look at them sleeping. Look at them sleeping. Be right back while I watch this. Sorry. Cool. More. How We Met depicts the beginning of our relationship as a comedic farce with both in region with the same suitcase. The work uses as raw material 21 different films in which the city of Las Vegas uses this setting. Each film is organized according to descriptive categories and taken as a lesson learned from or about the city of Las Vegas and its inhabitants. For example, learning from fountains includes all shots of exuberantly erupting fountains. The ideas are embedded in elaborately well-papered suitcase. They love this, like, what do you want to call it? Like, it's indexical again. God dang it. It all comes back to indexical. Everything's indexical. Relating to or denoting a word or expression whose meaning is dependent on the context in which it is used. That's not how I'm using it. I'm using it as like you actually are. It's the reorganization of stuff into some sort of order of some sort. I'm thinking the index to imply order. But maybe that's the same thing. I don't know. Dude, another good song. We've got so many good songs today. Maintenance Web. Main collaboration with Thorsten Burns on The Thing. This net art project presents the fictional scenario of gardening spaceship, the Greenfield. Hey, that's the third NFT of all time right there. That's the third NFT of all time. Fictional gardening tools. Cool. God, this is good. All right, babysitter tapes. Can I watch any of the babysitter tapes? Yes, I can. Finally. Let's watch a couple babysitter tapes. This makes perfect sense.
Starsky, unbuttoned shirt, chest hair. Like, very much a part of his look.
I've never seen Starsky and Hutch.
Stroking hair, stroking the sort of buffoony, Farrah Fawcett, but an older woman hair. There's a man in alley lying.
Wait. I already realized that I'm not understanding what this is. What the fuck am I? I can already feel stupid. Wait. The participant watches an episode of Starsky and Hutch the audience cannot see. That describes the action and visual description of the show to the all. Oh, okay. So they're just trying to give you as much details as possible. So this is someone trying to help us out. This is our first babysitter. She wants to help us know what's happening on Starsky. So here we go. I don't even need to be watching it. I can just learn. It's my first episode of
unbuttoned shirt, chest hair. Like, very much a part of his look. Hand on face, kissing her. Stroking hair, stroking the sort of buffoony, Farrah Fawcett, but an older woman hair. There's a man in alley lying, hands on belly, Hutch, looks concerned. I'm concerned. He's not going to be okay.
She's going for it, though.
Concerned, sunglasses. Old man, confused. What's going on? Old man is describing what happened.
I love those TVs.
Dead man in the alley. Ooh, Hutch described him by his time, pulled him towards me. He's pissed. Yeah, he wants to know what's going on. Starsky looks concerned. Hutch, you take care of it. You're tough.
I would have been the best ever at this. If you would have really let me perform, I could have been the best ever in this piece.
Starsky pulling off glasses.
I could have got you in the emotions of Starsky.
Very concerned. Old man with balding hair.
Okay, we got it. We learned a lot. That was awesome. Let's keep going. So this is with Thorsten Z. Burns. Thorsten Z. Burns for the Alien Gardening Project. Cars, this is the one that was actually just transferred. So this was originally shot in Abu Dhabi. and then it created for the old headquarters sculpture project, right, which is really, really mixing up just everything that is the McCoys, right? Because a lot of the McCoys is these miniatures that they're using and creating worlds in and then filming, and sometimes they're filming or showing or presenting in other ways. Another thing is they've shown a bunch is like the images of various tech headquarters juxtaposed against various things, or in miniature form juxtaposed against various things, or showing Abu Dhabi and this, I don't know, hyper luxury whatever world in some different light. So this one being the fact that it is cars and it's the miniature version based off of something shot in Abu Dhabi, which then is turned into an NFT. It's it feels like like it's cars driving. It feels significant in the McCoy collection to be transferred for $4 live on stage. Okay, Priest of the Temple. In the Priest of the Temple, an office building juts out of the Mount Rushmore style mountain. The embedded video is based on the services offered at the Silicon Valley hotel spot. Behind the video, a portrait of Intel co-founder Gordon Moore looms like a Pyongyang mural. Gordon Moore, prophetic observation. Moore's law states the computing power of the microchip will double every 2 years. Moore himself, in a 2005 interview, provided an amendment to the law which says the law cannot continue forever. The nature of exponentials is that you push them out eventually, and eventuality disaster happens. Eventually disaster happens. Yeah, dude, Moore's law, when people are like, Moore's law is dying. Oh my God, Extensive Funds. The song's called Extensive Funds. Not actually what I want to listen to right now. Slightly mellow result. But it did not sound bad, actually. I would have liked it for a different mood later. Installation with live cameras. Do I got a little video here? Yes, we do. Well, I got music too, actually. Yes! Yes! I'm mixing music is the problem. But cool. Whoa. Whoa. This is what the hotel offers. Damn. Lovely. Love that. Artist Talks. Okay, great. Love this. Can I watch one of these? Please give me one to watch. Now I've seen so many videos. I want to see these people describe these artists. Yes!
Thank you.
Yes.
It's been a long time since I've been in an environment like this.
This is
an
exciting.
auditorium. And I'd like to really thank all of you for having me here. I've been doing this for quite some time, and I'm really, really honored to be here and to speak to all of you. I think, why don't we first just go with the first piece, and then I'll begin.
He doesn't even know what his art is, so then he has it come up, and then he's just like...
This is a piece called The Little Girl.
Why did he have to go with the name right away? He could have done that.
She is kind of, I don't know, a very close piece of mine, because she's actually
This is great. I love this to death.
A clown and a little girl that used to live next door to us when we were kids, my two brothers and I. And what I'm doing with this piece is showing a sense of color and psychology.
Color
Now,
and psychology.
I don't want to be too heavy, but I'm going to kind of have to be, because that's kind of where I've brought my art. I've studied for many years as a kind of thought designer, a thought artist. When I
thought artist.
Art,
I like this. He's on something.
With more of what I'm feeling in my mind than what I'm actually seeing. The little girl actually.
Dude, I love this. This is bullshit as
she's
art.
actually
You know what I mean? In the best possible way, right? He has the bullshit.
With jet black hair.
God,
And
I'd love to do this
the
with.
eyeball that
I'd
you
love
see
to do
there
this
is
with me and my
actually,
friends.
Actually, a little rubber ball that we used to play with when we were kids. And so I kind of applied the
Oh my God, you could do it where one's
eyeball
real.
to make it kind of feel childlike and playful.
Okay, I literally am gonna write something after that. I got an idea.
She's wearing a kind of German outfit, which
I'm watching it here with
we
you. Okay.
traveled as children many times back and forth to Germany with our father. our mother passed away when we were quite young, so we had a lot of traveling back and forth. What she's wearing is a traditional outfit of what the German girls would wear, and I kind of combined both the little girl, the eye, and the thought of how she appears to me. Why don't we go to the next piece? This, a lot of people get scared when they see it, but for me, it's kind of a funny piece. If you look at the mouth, it's actually a door. And when people look at it more and more, they can kind of see
The mouth's a
it's
door? This guy's fast. He's good.
It's actually a fun house. And I kind of took that from what we would see in different walks of life in Europe that we would go to fun houses. And
What?
I noticed that you're laughing. The fun house is a good way to kind of free your mind. You know, when you go to a fun house, you have no expectations whatsoever.
Bullshit on the fun house. Not a bad
and you
move.
kind of just free yourself and let yourself be. And I kind of wanted to do that. The eyes, if you notice, are the same eye, or are the same eyes as the eye of the little girl before.
I did notice that. Good job.
Once again,
This
I'm
is like
trying to
literally
show
my
the
favorite shit
humor
ever.
of
I
it all.
love it so much.
The bouncing eye.
This guy's doing
You know, how
great.
your eye can move. And
This is a scene you
the
could write.
bottom,
This is like definitely was
one would
written
say,
in like,
well,
you know, like
it
an
looks like a
office style
priest.
show.
But actually, it's not. If you were to look upside down, it's kind of like the top of the door. So it kind of looks like a chapel. And the cross upside down makes a kind of V. So it's actually a church. And it's like the combination of church / funhouse. Let's go to the next one. This one, I wish I could say isn't a funny picture, but it is. And if you look at the dots again.
The cigarette, the knife in the back.
it
Oh my
hits
god, I want to play
the
this game
ball.
so bad.
These balls are something that I like to have in my pieces, and which I'm kind of quite known for. And it's a
He's
very
known for these
playful
balls.
movement of colors.
Look at the yellow spilling into me, my
Once
pink.
again, the mouth is not a mouth, it's a door. And it's a
Whoa,
door
he really
upside
linked it.
down. And I think what I'm
The
trying
upside
to do
down
is
door
show
again.
where we enter. I don't want to be too philosophical, but the mouth is very important. We enter through our mouth. We communicate through our
Good job.
mouth.
He's doing great
And
now.
actually, this is what I wanted to do in a very fun, funny way. I know that we don't really have much time, but I'd like to say that everything in life is something that we should always have fun with. And the
Wow.
mouth, next time you're talking to someone, look in their mouth and check out their
Yes.
teeth and
Look in their
see what
mouth.
it's
That's
all
good.
about. I'd really like to thank everyone for coming, and I really appreciate this.
See, finding an ending like that, wrapping it through there. He really fucking tried. That is awesome. Okay, first of all, that is awesome. Are there more? Do we only have one filming of this? I want 400. They said there's more. I want the rest of them. Give me the rest of them. Okay, that's this one. Give me the rest of them. I see all these things right here. I want them. Okay, cool. That's the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Let me write. Let's go to... Now that we've actually liked enough songs, we can actually go... And we'll do this one first, and then we'll reverse it. Nah, that sounds good. Okay. Oh my god. First of all, love this. So that is just literally just fun. And I want to watch an hour more of it. It's a great idea, okay? So, favorite... And this is 08. Favorite McCoy piece. And I like this song. It's like gonna write. So the improvised talks are set up as a video database where viewers can choose from 18 3-minute long discs. I want all the 18. I need the other 18. Section. Most important questions. Where can I watch and rank all 18 performances? For reals. Improvised talks. Okay, I'm not gonna do a quote because I'm gonna cut this quote up. Improvised talks. Set up as a video database. Viewers choose. 18 3-minute long disc. While dexterous in their presentational abilities, the actors must deliver information that is suspect, relying on popular pre- and misconceptions of art and face value descriptors of the images present. Although the tone of the performances range from comic to sincere to insightful, this work reveals the artist's talk to be conventionally bound genre. Ooh. But also illuminates the relativity and occasional pretension of accepted canon. The actors struggle to remind us of the limitation of any attempt to explain visual art. I do think it actually does these things. Alright, there you go. Sorry, this is just how I comprehend information. Like, right, it would be this, and then this would be indented. Right? Improvised talks. Set up his video database. Viewers choose. 18 3-minute long discs. Jesus. Boom. Now, where can I see the rest of them? YouTube. The Schnoz base is like Schnoz. Did you just, dude, Jerry? We're actually gonna schedule this. Fuck, dude. Can I find this? We're gonna actually schedule this at the studio. So here's my plan. I think this will be very, very fun. See, visiting artist talk, and this is something 51 minutes ago. I think it's just people talking, which I would love to listen to what this is. Here's a conversation with them, but I actually want to watch the actual presentations. Okay. So the idea is simple. Okay. So here we go. It's my idea. It's the IRL presents artist talks. Okay, so I wonder how many we should do. Maybe 5. And you want people to be, you want to be an actor, faker, pretending to talk about their art they are seeing live, right? And then someone who is real, or vice versa. No, you gotta do the opposite, okay? You gotta do 1 actor faker, 5 who are real artists. This is the cut would do this, you know what I mean? Audience watches and guesses the fake. There we go. Done. We could do this. We could do this live. It would be very fun. The key is how long would you have to do it? Because if you did it, if you have 5 people, right, in the 4, and if you're doing 5, they're saying 3 minutes is what they were doing. Yeah, 3 minutes now, actually. See, so look, you could perform this, right? 15 minutes. But you're going to have some setup time. You're going to have, like, whatever, 5 minutes in between. 20 minutes. You know what I mean? And then you could, you know, have whatever, you know what I mean? Voting at end or round. The problem is you have to have 5 people that no one has ever heard of before. You know what I mean? It's a problem. All right, cool. Lovely. I want to find the rest. That was great. Love that. Artist talks. Lovely. Let's find I'll replace you. So this is where they just hire people to do everything for them. The resulting 50 minutes long video zeroes on the actor, an idea of typecasting, fragmentation of life, dispensing with the Hollywood cornerstone of roles. They cast 5 different actors. They stage scenes in and around their real lives, often hilariously miscast and self-stereotypes. The actors play Jennifer and Kevin interacting with their real children, students, colleagues, and improvise scenes set in their house. They're like The Office. Story unfolds as kind of day in the life begins in the morning Let's see what we got for videos, okay? So they're pretending to be Jennifer and Kevin. Because they make miniatures, remember, that's what they are. They're miniatures. They're a miniature-based artist.
What have you been up to?
Different stuff. I've been trying not to like.
Excited to see what you've been up to. Wow.
You're gonna love it.
There's that guy. I've seen him. He's an actor. They hired him again.
I've been thinking about working with
Wow. Well,
But anyway, yeah.
these are interesting. How recent are these?
This one is like last night, and then this one is like mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mid-afternoon.
Are you familiar with like Donkey Kong?
Yes.
Are you familiar with Donkey Kong? Yes.
I've never played, but yes, I know it.
And something about that struck me, and I wanted to go with.
This sort of 8-bit, sort of digital, pixelated look.
So maybe you could tell me how Donkey Kong is personal in some sense to the two of you.
Sure, no, absolutely. You know, it's childhood. It's youth.
Something is going on in my
it's,
house.
Adolescence, especially.
I'm hearing insane sounds.
Parts, you know, here for her arms, here's her hair. So femininity in there as
I
well.
love this, though, but they're just acting stuff. I need to see the same scenes. Yeah, I want to read more about this. But I don't know if I'm going to have time now. So here, I'm going to... Just like last time, we did halfway through an artist. But we didn't have time to finish it all. So I'll be back soon. We'll do some more research. Learn a lot about Rhea Myers. Learning a lot about